My name's Jesse. I'm with Death Before Pop Country. I'm here with Kanton, Kantonteen and the Penny Pickers, and we are going to do an interview today. We're in Braggs, Oklahoma, at the Braggs Bar in the metropolis of
About 250-ish people.
250 people, and we're drinking beer and we're talking about music and talking about this guy, because I've got to see him at a couple of shows, and both times I've been like, damn, that was really rad. So the second time I said, hey, let's meet up. It's been about a month and a half since I said that, because we had to go to Sturgis and come back, but here we are, and I'm super excited for this. We talked about some places in Arkansas. We've got a bar in our house that was rad, but you were like, we've got to do it here. Why here?
So one of the reasons why I wanted to do it here is because when I first started out, we'd come up and post up in the corner, me and my 5-piece band, and do open mics every Thursday. We did that for about 6-7 months until we got shows going where we were playing every weekend, and unfortunately we couldn't do it. But I wanted to do it here basically because this is where I started out at, and this is where I got my feet wet, essentially, trying to play music in front of people. So I was excited to get the opportunity to do this and do it back home.
So what made you come out to open mic with your band and the guys?
So the way I started playing music, it's funny. The way I started playing music, I moved home from the Navy. I was stationed on the Truman in Virginia, and I was $100 short on my rent. So I called a dive bar across the lake and was like, think I could play for $100? They ended up letting me get my $100 that night, and I was like, well, I'm really good friends with John, the bar owner here. And I was like, I wonder if he'd let me come in there and play for tips and do open mics on Thursdays and try to, get used to playing in front of people. And he said yes. So that's why we ended up doing it every Thursday.
You just need to pay rent money.
Pretty much.
That's awesome. So all right. So first night, do you remember how much you made?
The first night I probably made $10 between 5 people. So $10 split 5 ways doesn't go very far.
So the last night you played here, do you remember how much you made?
Yeah, I think we made probably $300 or $400 in tips, which was a lot better than the first time. So
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So you're in the Navy?
Yes, sir.
How long?
4 years.
4 years. All right. Where'd you go? Just Virginia, or?
I did one contract in Virginia, and I went on one deployment for like 9.5 months. Was overseas in the Mediterranean. Saw all the Mediterranean countries. Came back home, got out, and started doing this.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Did you have a guitar with you then?
I did not.
Really?
So I've only been playing guitar and singing since November of 2023. So when I started those open mics is when I started playing all the time.
No way.
Yes, sir.
What made you pick up the guitar?
So my brother, he unfortunately passed away in 2016, but he played drums.
Sorry to hear that, man.
He played drums, and I've always wanted to play music, but I was busy doing other stuff. I've always loved music, and I was like, man, maybe I should try it. And I just tried it to see if I could do it, and it's turned into me playing every weekend, getting to open up for pretty big bands and nice people, getting to meet a lot of people and run around. So
that's awesome, dude. That's amazing. Did your brother play in bands, or?
He played in a heavy metal band.
Hell yeah.
With my other brother, Patrick Pierce, who lives here in Braggs.
Okay.
And then, yeah, that was the only band he played in. And then, yeah, that was pretty much it.
That's wild, man. Just a few years in music, and that's all you've been playing.
Yes, sir.
So were you into music before that?
Yes,
I mean, obviously you didn't play, but
I
yeah.
loved music. Like, I've always been a huge music nerd.
Yeah.
I've always been a huge music nerd. I just never had the guts to go up in front of anybody and play. But yeah, no, I've always been a huge music fan.
So what was your like musical listening journey then?
So when I was younger, I grew up on like heavier metal, thinking like Korn, like
yeah,
new metal stuff. Grew up on Korn, Tool, and then as I got older, started getting into Red Dirt and Americana music with Tyler Childers, and obviously listen to all the older country artists and stuff like that. But really, Turnpike Troubadours from Tahlequah. I remember one of the first times I ever went to a music festival, they were still playing in Tahlequah at Diamond it's Diamond Stone now, but it was Medicine Stone back then.
It was.
And yeah, it was one of the first times I ever got drunk was out there. So
That's all. Well, you can definitely hear Turnpike Troubadours in your music for sure. I listen to it and I'm like, this is somebody who grew up on that stuff. Do you remember like the first album that like got you going from metal to country?
Yes,
because I do. I remember mine.
It was Live at Red Barn Radio by Tyler Childers.
Okay.
It came out when I was 13. And it was, I think, the song either Harlan Road or what was the other one? It was either Harlan Road or I want to say Redneck Romeo. Like some of his songs that he never plays anymore.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, that sounds really cool. Who is this? And then I started going into that, and that's when I found out who. I'd obviously heard of Turnpike because we're 30 minutes from Tahlequah,
Right.
but I never listened to them, so I started going into their stuff and immediately fell in love. Like they're an awesome band. So, but yeah, no, it was that Live at Red Barn Radio.
Yep, that's a good one, man. And for those of you that don't know, Turnpike has a ton of songs about Tahlequah and Tulsa and all around this very close area. So sometimes when you're from around here and you hear those songs, you hear the references to places you've been. So it's a little different when you're close to their home, for sure. So it's interesting. Just when I've interviewed other people, a lot of people in country music now started in metal and punk rock. Mm-hmm. Almost everybody I've interviewed has had the same, like, this is what I liked and now I'm here. Why do you think that is, man?
I think it's because like the free spirit of red dirt music.
Yeah.
You're not confined into a box of you gotta sound like this or do this. I think with red dirt music you can pretty much do what you want and express yourself, and that has the same aspect into it as metal music as well.
Really?
So
yeah, I remember you can cut this out, but I remember the first time I heard red dirt music, I was super into punk rock still, and it was my first job. I was like 17 because I could drive. And I was working with this dude. He was a chef at this place, and his name was Red, and that's the only name you knew him by. I don't know what he got into before in his life, but Red was his name. And he gave me a burned CD of Cross Canadian Ragweeds, Live and Loud at the Wormy Dog, and that's the specific album that got me into red dirt from that. And I think for the same reasons. That's, I don't know. It's wild though. So you've been playing since 2023?
yes, November 22nd of 2023.
All right. So what are some of your favorite venues you've played in so far?
So shout out Majestic Lounge, Fort Smith. They're one of my favorite ones. I got to play the Mercury Lounge in Tulsa as well. That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Then Love and War and Plano. Those are my top three.
What was the last one?
Love and War and Plano.
Okay.
And then here recently, after November 22nd of this year, the Canes Ballroom. I'm getting to play there. Open it up for Autumn Raglan.
Heck yeah. That's going to be awesome,
That's
dude.
going to be fun.
I've heard stories about Canes. I'd love to be backstage there to check it out. What are you most excited for at Canes?
So what I'm most excited for is there's like a little, I don't know if you'd call it a custom or like a rite of passage thing you got to do when you play there, but you can go underneath the new stage, and where they have the old stage there, you can sign it and put your name on there, and only people who get to play there or obviously work there get to do that. So I think it's pretty cool. I'm really excited about that. Plus, the Canes was the first place I ever went to a concert at. I was like
Really?
7 years old and saw this Christian heavy metal band called Under Oath at the Canes. And my dad was like, one of these days, one of y'all are going to play this. And I was like, never, not me. It'll be Corey, not me.
Yeah.
And then, sure enough, it's going to be me. So.
Heck yeah, dude. So you're going to have a bunch of folks there.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm going to have a lot of my family and friends and people who support me come out.
That's awesome.
So.
That's super cool, dude. I'm excited for that. We'll have to see if we can make it to that. You said that was your first show, right?
Yes.
What's your favorite show you've ever been to?
My played or been to?
Just been to.
So my favorite show that I've ever been to, I'd have to say, Let me think on it. I saw Korn at the BOK when I was like 16. That was a really good one. But that's second to seeing. I saw Charlie Crockett the last time he was at the Canes, and that's probably top one. That's probably my favorite.
Really?
Huge Charlie. I love Charlie Crockett.
When was that?
I want to say a couple years ago.
A couple years ago, yeah. Charlie Crockett puts on a hell of a live show. We got to see him in. I think there's been a lot of drama around Charlie Crockett
definitely.
recently.
Definitely.
And it's kind of all ridiculous. But yeah, I think, it's only good for country music as a whole, right? I mean, obviously, current country music's what's on the radio is kind of fucked up. But what he brings, people hear his songs and then they think it sounds old and they look them up and they find all these older country artists, and it just brings a whole sector of music that's not maybe being listened to as much as it should be. And now people are listening to Jamestown Ferry and all these other songs. So I don't know, man. It's frustrating, but also, like they say, any media, what is it? Any media is good media.
Yeah.
As long as your exposure's out there, I guess it's good. But yeah, that's awesome, dude. Charlie Crockett does put on a live. I've never seen Korn though.
I've seen them. I saw them at the Tulsa Theater, the Brady Theater, whenever I was super little with my older brother and my dad, and then they came back in 2016 whenever I was older, and I was like, I'm definitely going. So me and my brother's best friend bought tickets, and we went, and we would floor us. We was right at the rail.
Yeah.
So we was pretty close, and it was slick.
That's awesome. Both times at the Majestic, because it's not far from our house. We go to as many shows as we can there. The first one, you played with Emily Hollenshed?
Yes, sir, and J.T. Hubbard.
J.T. Hubbard, yep, because he had a sweet shirt with a van on it. I bought that. But the first time we saw you, I told Ash, I was like, and I think Herbie was with us. I said, man, they're really good. I'd like to see them live again. And we just left it at that. It wasn't, I didn't really think about it. We just kept, watched the rest of the bands and had a good night. The second time I saw you, my in-laws badgered me into going to see Drake White, who's not really on my radar, but it was 4 days before Sturgis, and we were like, no, we got to pack and stuff. We ended up going, and so finally when I was like, yeah, we'll go, I looked up tickets, and I was like, oh, they're opening for Drake White, and so we should, that's going to be really good. So then I was kind of excited, and we saw you again, and you killed it again. And luckily, I was able to catch you after the show to set this up. But you guys have a lot of energy live, especially for a band that's only been playing a couple years, or especially you've only been playing a couple years, period, which is wild to me. But how do you guys bring that kind of energy? Because we've seen a lot of bands that are like ho-hum live, they sound exactly like whatever their record sounds like, and that's it. But you guys just brought all kinds of energy, especially for an opener, and we were just ecstatic. So tell me how you do that.
So the way I do that, pretty much we're all really good friends. Like, I've known my drummer Will since I was probably 4 or 5 years old.
Really?
And me and him obviously have really good chemistry because of that. But the other ones in the band I met running around going to local shows in Tulsa and hanging out with them, so we became really good friends as well. And the other thing is, man, I feel like if you pay money to come to a show, you should not only get good music but also a show. You should get entertained by what they're doing on stage as well as the music they're playing.
Right.
So I feel like you should get what you pay for, and I try to give as much as I can for the ticket price. So I'm just happy people are paying. It's crazy to me that people are paying money to come see me. So I feel like they deserve a really good show, to be honest with you.
I love that, man. So you guys obviously kill it live. What's your favorite song or songs to play live?
So,
because you guys play a lot of different stuff.
We do. We try to add variety to it. So one of our favorite songs to play is and it's kind of an oddball out of all the songs we play is Nutshell by Alice in Chains. We do Nutshell, and nobody expects it because we're a red dirt band. So we play Nutshell, and everybody goes wild for it. And then another one of our favorite songs to play, I'd have to say, is I Hate Lonely by J.R. Carroll, which y'all coincidentally recorded on y'all's stuff. So,
dude, JR is something else.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. He's one of the reasons when I first started playing music. That was one of the people that I listened to, like their songwriting and how they played music, and definitely his singing. But yeah, no, he's insane.
So, with that being said, what about of your originals? What do you like playing?
So we have a faster bluegrass song called Getaway. And my buddy Dalton, the guitar player, he gets in on it and does a big old solo before we start, and then we all come in at the same time. So that's probably my favorite one, top two favorite ones, one or two depending on the night. And then the other original that we play is, the other one's probably Blonde Haired Beauty.
Yeah.
And it's just a dancing two-stepping song that I wrote about some girl from Oolagaw. So, wrote about some girl from Oolagaw. Had to look over my shoulder. But yeah, no, that's another good one. The people in the crowd really like it, and I like the way it's wrote and the way our drummer starts it and brings everybody together in on it. So
yeah. So you've got like I don't know, 4 or 5 songs out there on the internet, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you guys doing like a whole album, or is your plan just to do a few at a time?
So we have a new album that's going to be coming out I want to say we're going to finish the recording in October, and we got a really good keys player that's going to be on it from Tulsa.
Woo!
And we're going to be recording some new stuff and putting it out there. But yeah, we plan on having a full album out by the end of the year.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
That's exciting.
Yes, sir.
So what's the process for you to? I mean, this is your first album, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the process been like?
So, you talking about like songwriting process or?
Sure, both. Let's talk your songwriting, and then like how do you put it on a record?
So the songwriting portion of it, I have a best friend, Hunter Farless, that lives with me, and he'll help me write songs. Because he also grew up in a musically inclined family. Doesn't play, but grew up in a musically inclined family. And me and him will sit there and just spitball ideas back and forth, and I'll play guitar. And I'm like, wait, that sounds really good. And then we'll start building stuff out, and eventually it turns into a song. And the process for putting it all together is basically just getting the whole band together and like, all right, so what do y'all think we need to do with this? What do you think we need to go this way with it, or do we need to go this way? And then just come out with the best possible outcome and try to remain as solid to ourselves as we possibly can. So.
That's awesome, dude. Well, I'm excited for that.
It's gonna be fun. I'm pretty pumped about it.
Are you?
Our first couple songs got us a little ways, but I think this is gonna help us out a lot.
Yeah. I mean, a full album always helps out a band a lot. But I mean, your guys, how many songs do you have out there right now?
I think we have 3.
3 of them. The 3 that are out there are really, really good. I mean, I've listened to them on repeat, so I'm definitely ready for an album.
Right.
You're like two years into this? Almost?
Yes, sir.
Almost 2. Not even 2. Almost. That's crazy, dude. So where do you want to see this? Where do you want to see what you're doing? Where do you want to see it go?
I mean, I'd love to be playing stadium shows.
Yeah.
Someday.
Yeah.
I'd love to be playing stadium shows, running around the country. Like right now, we're getting into the regional side of it right now. It took us a minute to do that.
Yeah.
We did it within 2 years, so I'm happy about it.
Heck yeah.
And but I want to be traveling the country playing music, man. And if that means we're selling out stadiums, that's cool. But if we're in 400 capacity rooms, the rest of it, that's fine with me too.
Yeah.
I like playing good music that people relate to. So it doesn't really. No, I don't really mind about the commercial side of it, to be honest with you. As long as people are enjoying what they're listening and relating to what I'm writing and liking it, then I'm cool with it.
It's awesome, dude. That's awesome. So what's bucket list places you want to play? Obviously Canes,
Yes,
which
sir.
you got booked already, and in less than 2 years you got Canes booked, which is pretty rad. What are some other like bucket list venues you want to play?
So Beer City Music Hall, I want to play that one in Oklahoma City. I know that's a newer place, but the Diamond Ballroom in Oklahoma City, because I saw that was one of my first venues I ever went to as a kid to watch shows at. And then, really, man, it doesn't matter. Like, you can book me anywhere. I'll play anywhere you want me to.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then the Broken Spoke down in Austin. I'll play that one.
Yeah.
Just because that's a like iconic dance hall down in Texas.
Sure. So, outside of this, have you ever listened to Todd Snyder?
No.
So Todd Snyder's an amazing songwriter, but there's this album on YouTube that fans put together of him just playing at live, and it's when I got it as a kid, it was 6 albums long, and he sings this song about he's wanting to play at Lukenbach. And Ashley knows this story because I tell it all the time because I think it's hilarious. But he lives in Texas, right? And he's sleeping on different couches and stuff, and he's trying to get his stuff out there. And the place in Lukenbach calls. It's like, hey, come down here and play. Like, we're gonna book you this night, whatever. And he's super stoked. Well, this is before cell phones, and you can't just pull up driving directions. So he's looking for signs to Lukenbach while they're driving, and they can't find anybody because everybody steals Lukenbach signs to put in their garage. So he stops at this bar, and he's like, hey, do you know where Lukenbach is? And this lady, and he wrote a whole song about her, this lady says, fuck Lukenbach, drink with us. And so he played there like every Friday night for a couple of years. But now he's like, he's a big name and writes lots of songs and all kinds of stuff. But anyways, you should check him out. But yeah, that's what it always makes me think about when people are like, this is my dream place to play. And I'm like, man, think about all the places along the way that get you there that are super rad.
That's like this bar. I would never got the opportunity to play the Canes if I didn't start here. So I understand that completely.
Which is crazy to think like you started there a year and a few months ago, right, in that spot, and only made $10 that night, right? And now you get to play Canes, and
it's gonna be fun. Hopefully, I'll make more than $10.
I think you will. I have a sneaking suspicion it's gonna be all right, man.
Yeah. Another dream venue of mine is probably Gruen Hall.
Ooh,
Gruen Hall.
Yeah.
It's in New Braunfels, so that would be Canes. Gruen Hall. Right there with each other.
Yeah, that'd be rad. That'd be rad for sure.
I like to fish, hunt, obviously. Live in a town of 250 people, so you got to find stuff to do.
Yeah.
But, man, so I like to fish, hunt. I like baseball. I played college baseball.
Really?
Played college baseball.
Okay.
Played baseball growing up. Football is another one of my favorites.
Okay.
I like going to live shows also, Brad, coincidentally. But just running around, hunting, fishing, playing pool, just doing whatever I can.
Heck yeah.
So
you got favorite sports teams?
some of my favorite baseball teams, the Cardinals.
Okay.
Out in St. Louis.
Yep, makes sense.
I've been a huge fan of them since I was a catcher growing up.
Really?
And obviously Yadier Molina played for him, so I got to watch him a lot. I never got to catch him in a game, unfortunately, but grew up watching him. And then another team for football is the Ravens, which is a complete oddball because they're in Baltimore.
Yeah.
It's a complete oddball, but my dad, he's a Raiders fan, and my brother's exactly. I understand completely. And then my brother, he's a Broncos fan.
Yeah.
And my brother, he's a Broncos fan, and I was like, well, I'm not going to be any two of them teams. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to go with the Ravens.
All right. Well, I'm a Broncos fan too. I grew up in Colorado, so. Are you a car guy?
Little bit.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I can work on them because I have to.
Okay.
Not because I want to.
Fair enough. So you played wrestling growing up. Is that what you said?
You don't play wrestling, but I grew up wrestling.
So what? Did you wrestle in college? You said
sir.
Just baseball.
Just baseball. You got to be nutty to wrestle in college.
Do you?
Yes, it's insane.
Really?
The level of conditioning to do that's crazy.
Really?
So, like, I wrestled for 14 years.
Okay.
I grew up, I started wrestling when I was like 6, I think, and then wrestled all the way up through high school until I moved back to Gore to graduate. And I wrestled all over the state of Oklahoma. Went to a couple tournaments in Texas, Arkansas.
Okay.
And then, but wrestled, played baseball and football.
Go, man. Did it all.
Yes, sir. Tried to, at least.
I'm an MMA fan. I watch a lot of UFC. So.
Yeah, I like UFC too.
All right, here we go. All right. Well, yeah. So UFC, when those when they hit the mat, oh my God! Like, especially the big guys. I don't know how they do that stuff when they're just hanging on each other for 3.5 minutes. I'm sitting, dude. Yeah. I don't know what kind of training that takes, but it's got to be a lot.
It's a lot.
So, do you have a favorite UFC fighter then?
Well, my favorite right now is probably Sean O'Malley, even though
Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Sugar Sean, I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Another one, all-time great, is probably Chuck Liddell, the old Iceman. That's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my buddy, we go over to his house and watch UFC fights whenever they have the cards or whatever.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're still going to put that one at the White House. I don't know if they're going to do it.
They say
but if they do,
they say they're gonna.
If they do, I'm definitely going to watch it.
To make it as far as you're going in 2 years, a little less, how has the community, the people you know, the people you love, helped you get to this point? Because it can't be just a one-man show for sure.
It's definitely not. It's definitely not a one-man show. Like how they've helped me and the people who's helped me. So there's a man out of Tahlequah by the name of Sam Cox. I had no idea who he was. I just heard that he lives there and runs a songwriter series out at Dwayne's at the time. There's a bar down there.
Oh, yeah.
And he didn't have to give me a snowball's chance in hell. And he decided to one day because I walked up into Dwayne's thinking it was like an open mic where you play cover songs. And I had 3 originals wrote at the time. And I walked up to him and was like, "Sir, do you mind if I play?" And he was like, "Well, we are short of, man. If you want to get up there, do you have any originals?" I was like, "Well, I have 3. And I hopped up there and I played my 3 songs, and I was so nervous that I unplugged my guitar and walked off stage, left. Didn't talk to him, didn't say another word to him. Just put my guitar in there, red-faced, and left. And he ended up finding me on Facebook and was like, "Hey, man, I just want to let you know you sound really good." And he's helped me get into some places down in Texas. And another one of my favorite venues, shout out Vanguard, Tulsa. Sam Cox helped me get in there, and he was just genuinely trying to help someone who loves music, like someone who was trying to do it. And he didn't have to do that at all. He didn't have to help me out, not a single bit, but he did. He took a chance and asked me to, show up and try and, actually put in the work it takes to do this, because it's not as easy as everybody thinks it is. Because everybody just sees the shows, they don't see the emails and the calls and all the songs you're trying to write and all that stuff. But Sam just kind of pissed in the wind and took a chance on me, and it went really well. So, but he helped me out a lot. And then my brother Patrick Pierce, he helps me with my songwriting a lot. He's awesome. Genuine, love my brother, obviously.
Yeah.
But aside from being brothers, he's just a genuinely good person.
Heck yes, Ed.
But another person I want to shout out is John Lehman, who owns Bragg's Bar. He didn't have to let me come in here and play those open mics every Thursday either. But we was loud and not in tune half the time, but he gave us a chance and let us come in here and play and cut our teeth playing songs that we wanted to play and songs that we wrote. So that helped us out a lot too, and I'll always be appreciative of him for letting us do that. So
that's awesome. What's your favorite story from here?
Oh man. So one time we was playing an open mic, and there's no police out here. We don't have a police force. There's no cops in town. Sheriffs rarely ever come out here. And I was sitting there playing. It was something off Footloose. Or not Footloose, what's the movie? Roadhouse.
Thank you.
It was like a scene off Roadhouse. The dude just busts through the door and they're going to town, and we don't stop playing. I think we were playing Good Lord Lori by Turnpike. We just kept going. And we're just playing, dudes are rolling around on the floor, and I'm just strumming. And we're sitting there just croaking. And it was one of the funniest things in the world. Oh, man. But it was there was no words said. Truck pulled up. Dude, they meet at the door and just right back in the bar. Didn't stop playing.
If folks want to find you, find your music, whatever, how do they get a hold of you?
So you can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Facebook, Instagram, all under Kantonteen and the Penny Pickers.
Kanton, Teen, and the Penny Pickers.
Absolutely. And they can see you play Canes?
Yes, sir. November 22nd. And then,
Well, it was great to sit down with you. I'm super excited to see where you go from here. That album, I'm excited about. Your live shows have been so much fun to this point. I'm excited to see it. What I'm really excited for, man, is to go to a show and people sing your songs to you. It always, like, anytime you feel that for the first time, it's just it's a wild thing, and I know it's going to happen for you. And so, like, I hope we are able to be there when that does happen.
yes, sir.
Yeah. So, what else, man? Anything else?
That's about it from my point.
All right, dude. Appreciate it, man. This one's great. Go find him, listen to his music. More importantly, go see him live, get out to venues, buy beers, buy whatever merch you guys got. They do have some rad merch. Thanks for following Death Before Pop Country. Make sure you follow Kanton and the Penny Pickers on whatever social media thing you're on. Make sure you follow Death Before Pop Country on whatever social media thing you're on. And we'll see you at the next show.
Oh, you shall go.